All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to Real Stocks, real early in the morning, for me at least. Oh, I went to bed so early last night. I was exhausted. Just exhausted. What's up, guys? Beyond CRISPR, 11% up today. Hey, Rob. Gene editing. Wow, Riot going the complete opposite direction of Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin isn't, I guess I can check on it real quick. Yeah, it's not doing that bad. Riot must be doing something wrong to screw this up. What's up, Eli? Beyond, oh yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. Is after earnings. Had a good pop. Looks like it's coming down some this morning. So in terms of, I don't think I ever did fully form an ICO base. Yeah, not on the weekly chart. IBD does a lot of stuff on weekly charts. Beyond never quite did that. It just kind of started running, which is, kind of different for an IPO. Pretty good pop on earnings. Good sales metrics. Obviously, they're still not profitable. You can only make so much money selling vegetables as burgers. No, I'm just kidding, but that was my joke. Too early for good jokes. CRISPR, Carvana, Vips, Las Vegas Sands, Boot. Actionable list is fairly green today. We got AMD basically flat, which is pretty bullish. Oh, Roku. Oh, it's Docu taking a hit. I thought it was Roku for a second. Okay, Docu. That's dead for a little bit. Roku's probably still up there at highs. Yep, right there. AMD pulling in a little bit. Just a little bit after the breakout yesterday. Fully fledged breakout yesterday, including volume. So there you go. Good stuff for AMD. Morning, Jake. So AMD looks pretty good. Newer's our second biggest loser today. KGKG pulling into the 50-day, finding a little bit of support. We'll see what that means. SQ's in a buy zone? From what? From trend lines. From early trend lines. Yeah, it could be. Little mini double bottom right there. Let's get rid of some of these other lines I've got here. Yeah, it's getting pretty close. I would argue that's probably our resistance. Something like that. You see all the wicks up into that area. Just under 68. Looks like 67.30 something or other. You got 67.04. Okay, yeah, it's trying to get there. Yeah, we're in the same area. I would argue there's no major pocket pivots here in SQ. That would be one thing against that. I was trading Square, and then I basically stopped. I haven't touched it in a long time. I was playing it up here. I think I tried to play it on a bounce out of here. I got burned a little bit on that. While its competitor PayPal is kind of near all-time highs. one of the other reasons why I kind of stopped trading it is they were more interested in accumulating PayPal than Square. You can see the volume difference here as well. Kind of a very, a high volume candle as a bottom, then an immediate retracement. That was that scary day the other day. The whole market kind of took a dump. Broke right through the 50. That's a very clear sell signal. An immediate bounce back is good, but the volume's a little bit lackluster on that one. Looks like the NASDAQ's trying to get with it. The thing about this, the volume just isn't coming back. The volume's not really coming back yet. We're coming back in price, but not volume, which can lead to horrible things. Not always, but... Sorry, trying to get to my list I made the other day. Where the heck is it? I swear I made a list. It's not in my trash can. Huh, it's not in here either. Well, shoot. Oh, you know what? Yep, hold on a second. I'll be right back. All right, never mind. Don't know where that list is. Market looks like it's getting a little momentum, though, here. PayPal, Trade Desk. All we need at this stage of the game for a follow-through day is elevated volume. And yesterday gave us a little bit of, set us up a little bit for that. We could see that elevated volume. Today we'll have to see. PayPal looks like it's getting pretty healthy here. Volume's not very big, though. And MDB today. Oh, right up there towards a buy point out of this base. MDB could be a... come on. There we go. Good volume week, too. This whole week is good volume for MDB. And volume this morning so far isn't very great, but it's trying to go there for highs. Trade Desk, that's got to be highs for Trade Desk. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's already kind of out. Really a nothing base, nothing pattern. But good accumulation. Some pocket pivots the past few days on that one, for sure. Twilio looking pretty healthy, getting back towards highs. GPK. Let's check out GPK, Rob. Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, graphics packaging. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's in a double bottom. That would be considered straight up off the bottom. TMA rallying. Double bottom on the hourly. Oh, you're talking about right there? This is a 5-minute chart. It's not quite hourly. Morning, Craig. I don't know what TME is, but oh, Tencent Music. Okay. This would definitely be a reversal play more than anything. Speaking of reversal plays, let's look at Tesla. Holding its own. Maybe a pocket pivot yesterday. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, maybe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so that's a pocket pivot for Tesla yesterday. Not bad. Not bad at all. I watched an article. Someone bought 10,000 250 call options right here on 6/4. 10,000 250 call options for I think it was September. Oh, so they sold some of them. They probably just block sold 1,000 of them. It was 10,600 something yesterday. So this open interest on this 250 call option, that's what this is. Open interest is how many contracts have been written and sold. So they're starting to take a little bit of profits. They said they're already up like 200 or 300% on those. Crazy. Got to go back and study that trade. That's a good one. Someone probably knew someone was going to start short covering some Tesla or something. But anyway, this one, Tesla looking pretty good. So maybe this could be a chance to take some positions. Hopefully this market goes back up. Maybe the Fed will save us from the trade war. At least that's, I think, the plan of the Federal Reserve, at least. If they're going to float the economy, regardless of if it's a good idea or not, we just have to trade the situation. So Apple cheese grater for 6K? No, what's that? Yeah, one jobs report, and they're flipping out. They're scared of Trump, too. Bunch of pansies. Apple new products. 6,000 Mac Pro would cost as a PC, probably like $850. $6,000 price point. The hell does this do for you? Just have a hand under the desk? Could have been 2 job reports, Russ. Honestly, I haven't really been following every single quarter of jobs reports. I'd trust you over me in that regard, absolutely. 32-pound chassis. I guess I can show you what I'm reading while I'm reading it. Quad GPU support for the Mac Pro. You'd likely upgrade a far larger desktop on the Windows side. .4 kilowatt power supply. Lovely. I think they're probably targeting the. I guess they're targeting the developer market and the companies that support them. I guess that's all I got. Why would you? What would be your market for 6K? Yeah, last time we looked at GameStop, it was pretty bad. Boosted graphics. Wow, 36,000. The Eventum X, one of the few pre-built PCs, can match the quad GPU support of the Mac Pro. Comes in at $36,000. That's crazy. I guess Hollywood's buying that. That's the only person buying that. Hollywood. Eight PCI slots and Thunderbolt 3 support. It's a lot of PCIe slots. Hmm, 512 gigs of RAM. Good God, man. How much RAM do you need for a desktop computer? Not running a server. All right, let's just get to the... Of course you need all of it. I'm not going to go there. More of my salty comments are coming out. I will refrain. $30,000, $90,000. Yeah, 256 gigs of storage is ridiculous. That should be like 4 terabytes of was it M2 RAM? Oh no, I was gonna. I I grew up in the comeback era where every time someone said something, you had an instant comeback, and mine get pretty bad, so I kind of refrain most of the time. Um, anyway, that's a big ass computer. 6K. Looks like it's in some decent company though, but they say it looks like they say it's missing on a couple of points. But regardless, it looks pretty cool. Apple monitor stand costs more than an iPhone, sparks online uproar. That's a good one too. All right, fine, we'll go look at it again. All right, I need to do a sarcastic channel so I can get all this venting out with my cursing laden rants. Mac Pro users could technically lean a monitor against the computer itself instead. That's awesome. Hey, you just bought this $6,000 computer. Just lean your monitor up against that because it might as well double as your stand. That's lovely. No, sure. Yeah, of course it's not. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Thank you, Anderson. It's good to see you today. Apple products launch. Could you buzz the collection new products monitor stand for $1,000, $6,000 display monitor. The Pro Display XDR, a 32-inch 6K Retina LCD display for well, of course it's 5,000. It's 6K. No one makes anything 6K. 6K is dumb. 4K is dumb in most circumstances. ProStand has an intricately engineered arm that perfectly counterbalances the display so it feels virtually weightless, allowing users to easily place it into position. Ooh. Is this a stand? That's it? Yeah, I guess I was expecting a little more for $1,000 too. So that's the dealio right there, huh? So what's the cost of that? Basically 10 grand. Actually, more than that, 11,000. You got 5,000, 6,000, and 1,000. So $12,000. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Back to stocks. We got the Nasdaq rallying past the trend line here. We got plenty of green on my actionable list. I will say that today. Docu being hammered today. That could change, but we got MDB back. We got Solly back. Trade Desk new highs. Roku new highs. Twilio sitting at highs. AMRN maybe trying to come back today. There's some good volume this morning in AMRN. No, a slight difference, Eli. Slight difference. They don't make kits to sell cars like they do computers. Funko trying to come back as well, trying to break a little trend line right there. INSG match. It kind of looks like we're going back into a bull market. There's not, I mean, a lot of things are sitting higher. Snap, after a really blockbuster day yesterday, we were looking at that one. That one just took off. Winnebago looking okay. Chegg yesterday did very well. Essent, ESNT, or Essent, I guess. This one looking like a secondary breakout from a base-on-base pattern. MKC trying to poke into new highs. And Docu, this is the end of my actionable list. Down the most, and down quite a bit. And look at the volume here this morning. Wow. That's a lot of volume. Look at that. Less than 30 minutes into the trading session. We could have done this 5 minutes into the trading session. It would have encapsulated. We would have been above average volume. That's a huge volume candle. $1,614. The average is 1.9. So you were here as of average, as of the first 5 minutes. So I don't know, this could be a buying opportunity potentially for DocuSign down here. Have to wait and see if we get a further breakout for some confirmation, breaking the high of the day there at about 48. That could be an interesting play. Although I'm not quite sure why they dumped so much. Zoom video stock, Beyond Meat soars as Dow edges up. DocuSign stock sinks after billings disappoint, but CO says slowness is a good thing. What does that mean? The softness Ives mentions is on the billing front. DocuSign grew by the metric. As DocuSign grew the metric by 27%, a lower rate than in previous quarters, management attributed the performance to an elongated sales cycle, which Chief Executive Dan Springer said reflected the company's shift from selling e-signature tools to marketing a broader suite of services that helps businesses manage contracts. That's weird. Okay. Well, I think, market looks really good. I think I'm going to start layering back into my TQQQ position. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if we end up with a follow-through day. Then I'll add to my position, and we'll start leaning in here. We broke my. Had this resistance line here, this trend line as well. We're breaking that. So, and we are kind of primed for a follow-through day. Market's looking pretty good. The volume's just got to show up today. And in terms of volume, let's see if we're so far so good. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on volume. Definitely a little bit more elevated than yesterday. As long as that keeps up. Do I TA the TQQQ position? No, I go that with the general market trend of the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ is shifting back into bullish mode, I will buy it. And if it switches back into correction, I will sell it. So it's got a couple technicals going for it. It's breaking this point. It's breaking this point, and the Federal Reserve coming in. So yeah, if we're getting bullish, I'll go ahead and ride with that, which is my strategy. So still a little bit apprehensive in terms of going into new highs, but you know we'll see how that goes. All right, looks like MDB setting up a little bull flag here. Trade desk, very bullish. AMRN hasn't really bounced out so far. Definitely could. Looks like we have one pocket pivot on deck right here. So far, not quite sure if we have a second one. Well, we don't. We'd have to see what the volume looks like today. If you guys remember, pocket pivot is an up day that is higher than any of the previous 9 days that are down. So this would be the highest down day within 9 days, and it's got to be above that volume, which is 6.974, would make it a pocket pivot day. Can we do it today? I don't know about that. Volume looks okay. 1.171 in the first 30 minutes. And we've got to reach 6.9, so probably won't make it a pocket pivot day today for AMRN. But our guys that are running are running. We got Trade Desk running. Roku, another new high today. This thing just hasn't sold off, not even a little bit. IIPR trying to break out today as well. Yesterday was a pocket pivot, also breakout day. Kind of. It kind of closed down lower. Had pretty heavy volume earlier in the day. Then actually pretty weak volume. A little bit of elevated volume right there. And then it did come back. Looks like a little bit of weak volume this morning, but maybe IIPR can get with it. It has really good numbers. It's a 99 composite rated stock, if I remember correctly. Let me go back and double check. 98 composite rated, 99 relative strength rated, and it looked like it is getting into all-time highs. Not before but during, so that's okay. Also elevated volume on the daily here on the right side too. So IIPR looks pretty good. Let's take a look at IIPR. See if there's any trades there to be had. I think we looked the other day. It looked okay. And we'll take a look at SQ. It's been off my list here for a while. Looks like volume's been a little bit more steady than at least yesterday. The day before, it looks like volume was a little bit heavier. We're looking for SQ to go, Eli. I don't know if we're going to go back to highs. Do you think we're going back to highs, or do you think we're just going to come back and test this $80 level? Looks like that's been recent resistance. I guess the question is when would it get there? This would definitely be an earlier buy point, which is okay. If we kind of V back up, that puts you maybe out here in November. Think it'll be bought? Yeah, those are hard sentiments to. Everyone thinks everything will be bought. Everyone thinks Tesla's going to be bought because it's lower. Hard to. Speaking of Tesla, let's take a look. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a very much longer option on Tesla down at these prices and try to hold this because I did really good on this leg here, but I could have done better. And this one I just bought the stock if I remember correctly. Whoops. But a Tesla. Crystal ball, absolutely. Yeah, see, I'm like for Tesla, they got like they have a June 2021 that I've been looking at. So the question is what, where's it going to get by June by June 2021, which would be basically here. Are we going to go straight up like this? Are we going to go out like that? Is the question. And then the question is, where do you think it's going to go? And this one rallied 2 highs. That one rallied past highs. That was about a year later. A little bit less than a year, maybe 8 months, 10 months, 11 months. I guess it just depends if those bears are going to keep holding on to their short positions or if they're going to be forced to cover. Market 1.3% is pretty good. The longer we stay up in Tesla, the more chance margin call comes in and we jump. Yeah, it's pretty speculative. That is correct. What do those options guys do where they buy puts and calls at the moment? I'm a little confused by your question, Russ. Can you elaborate a little bit? Let's look around. MongoDB leading the day today with a potential breakout, although I don't think volume's quite going to meet the metric. Oh, at the money? I thought you said at the moment. I'm like, at the moment. What do those options guys do where they buy puts and calls at the money? Well, I can't get into a big options tutorial at the moment. First of all, don't trade options if you're brand new. Just do a lot of reading and a lot of research and a lot of paper trading before you put any real to money at risk. Buy puts and calls at the same strike and only lose if the price doesn't change. Yeah, see that's a particular strategy. So when you're looking, I'll do a quick little Google for you. Options strategies. So they have this thing with option strategies. Here's a good example. I'll try to find one that's. So search option strategies and go to images, and you can find something like this that can. Maybe this will be a good one. There's all kinds of option strategies, and it's a large. If you're good at math, you'll probably do pretty good at this. Come on. It's a horrible resolution. Here's a better one. So it just depends on what you're doing. So here's just, if you're buying a call, you buy it at a certain strike price, and if it goes above your strike price, and this could be below, this line here is what's called the strike price. So the dollar number of the option you buy. Say it's 350 for Tesla or 200 for Tesla, whatever. And then this line here implies the strike price that you purchased. I'm sorry, this is the strike you purchased. This is what you purchased minus what you purchased it for. So in other words, if this is 350 and you paid $50, this would be 300. And so you need to make profit above what you bought. I'm already botching this up. So here's an at the money call for, what are we on, Mongo at 155. This would be considered your at the money. You need to add that $15, which is your ask price, to that 155, which gets you 170, and you have to have at least 170 to break even. And so that's really what this is implying here. So this is your break even price. This is where you bought. This is your break even price. That's a better way to put it. Anything above that line, you profit. And then if you were to sell another call, a higher call option, you would actually cap your profits between this range, and you would still profit if it went above, but you would cap your profits at that strike price. Like, let's say you bought this 155 and sold this 175, you would cap your profits if it went above 175. You couldn't make any more money because you sold that option. So you profit this difference. So you buy for 15, you sell for 7, so you pay, what is that, 6 or 8? Math sucks right now. You pay 8, I guess. And then you profit the difference if it goes up to 175. They have all these different kinds of strategies. There's a sell strangle. There's all kinds of crazy ones. So do your research on these before you go actually investing in anything. And I would do a lot of paper trading before you invest any real money as well. So you can search those option strategies all day long. They're everywhere. Looks like we're pausing here a little bit. I want to check out Amazon, which got hammered the other day. See how it's doing. It's trying to come back. Still lower volume than that major sell-off day. We have a trend line right here for Amazon. We'll see if it can get past the trend line. The volume after that drop was not that great. The day after that was obviously a little bit higher. That's to be expected, but it's been dropping off pretty quick, I'd say. Very nice, Rob. Very nice. Yeah, if I do any options classes, it'll be on how I trade my options. Not, I don't know all of the strategies to really do a full in-depth options class for anybody. So, yeah, I would have to do on basically how I trade my options with my strategy. Fox Workday, CMG, team. Chegg did pretty good yesterday. We talked quite a bit about Chegg, and that did pretty good yesterday. Ran the whole rest of the day. Closed well into highs. Xilinx here. That one's looking interesting down at those lows, but it's not really bouncing yet. Docu, and then we're done. That's all short. Let's go check out the global watch list. We've got NQ. That's Beyond Meat gapping up this morning on earnings. CRISPR gapping up on some. I don't think it was earnings. There was some news there with CRISPR. I think it was an analyst upgrade or something. But so far not continuing. Mongo new highs. Carvana trying to come out of lows. Illumina. I tried that trade. Didn't work out very well. Twitter. How's Etsy doing here? Etsy's doing okay. Etsy's not really broken. Looks like I may be trying to come back. MasterCard breakout. Is that a maybe out of a flat base? Doesn't quite look like it though. Usually they wouldn't classify this as your beginning base. They classify the first week as your beginning base. Week counting. So that would not technically be a buy point, but it's still MasterCard. So look at that thing. Remember I said MasterCard never pulls back? Look at that. It just went sideways. It never really pulled back. Respected the 50-day on that big shakeout day the other day. And maybe in the end that is just a shakeout day. And there's Eli's Square. Looking pretty good down there at the lows. Service now appears to be trying to come back. A few pocket pivots right there. One of those is an earnings gap. Second one is that topping candle. And nothing yet. Oh, Apple actually coming back pretty good. Usually they crash after that Worldwide Developers Conference. They crash after every big event, but I guess the market was already pricing something. And so Apple with a little bit of elevated volume down here on this down day. You see the wick closing up in the range. I'm not quite sure if that's 40%. If a candle closes 40% above or 40% in the range here, it's considered a bullish candle by IBD, meaning there's some accumulation down there. So that looks like it almost qualifies. So there could be some accumulation, and we'll see what happens here today with volume. So 40% deep. Could be a potential cup, but this is oddly shaped cup and handle. This wouldn't, I don't think, qualify. Starbucks again making another new high today. This thing has been on fire. If the market's going bullish, Amazon will definitely benefit from that down at these levels. Mac keyboards, that's right. Introducing the Mac keychain. For $4.99, you can get this keychain. It perfectly balances your keys and the chain. And it's made of this brand new thing called plastic. Or as we call it, plastique. What? It's coming. I'm telling you. They made the Apple Watch. They're going to make the Apple bracelet. Apple's all marketing changed my mind. Apple's got some good stuff. Now, granted, it is still just a computer, but Apple does a good job at what Apple does, which is making things a little bit easier for the user. that's about it. But they are a tremendous marketing machine as well. I definitely agree with that. But they're not a bad product. I would say your average Mac would probably is technically a slightly better value. I mean, slightly than your average PC. Mac actually does include quite a bit of software that would otherwise cost you quite a bit of money with their product. So I don't own a Mac. I don't know everything, but I did used to administer Macs at a prior job, and it was pretty. It was cool. Yeah, I wouldn't call it all marketing. I will say Apple does good marketing. Or should say did do good marketing. Their marketing lately, I mean, unfortunately, since Steve Jobs died, hasn't been very good because their products haven't been very good. IDXX trying to break into all-time highs there. No, nothing major. Let's see what IBD has to say about the market now. We're past 15 minutes in the open. Will Levi Strauss be the next Lululemon as jeans try a comeback? Are they trying a comeback? Let's check out Levi. It doesn't look very good. That's a very ominous sentence. After years of decline, the fashion industry has seen a rebound in jeans, which have become more stretchy to suit current tastes. Stretchy jeans. Why is YouTube making me monitor your comment KGKG dropped like a stone? That's crazy. How's that a bad comment? The only bad thing you said in there was KGKG. Yep, KGKG. Oh, maybe because it's repetitory. Maybe that's why they think it's repetitive. Yeah, it is pretty aggressive. That's really where I was going with that, so. Wow, IBD with some nipple on their picture. Look at that. Thanks for the jeans shot, IBD. Thank you for the jeans. Model Bella Hadid sports jeans while in Manhattan. I will say the 80s are back. They have the 80s jeans butt too, which is a shame. Key for clothing, the joy of spandex. Blah, blah, blah. See, there's a jeans shot. That's funny. Whoa, that's a bit of a stretch there, Eli. Some pent up something going on there. All right, IBD, give us something new. We need something new. IBD stock of the day hit some buy point as analyst reverses course. Analyst said he was wrong. Wow. Table is set well for 2020, and there are positive near-term catalysts. He said in a note to clients being cautious that the stock has obviously been the wrong call. Ooh, an analyst admits he was wrong? What? Analysts are never wrong. MongoDB getting with it right here. Still volume not very big today. Although it definitely could reach breakout status. Actually, yeah, it looks small compared to yesterday, but 40% above average volume would be 874. Whoops, that's the wrong button. 874 times 1.4 be 1.223. Really? That seems pretty low. How's that 40% above average? But yeah, MongoDB not looking too bad right here. I know you're not a fan of the technology, Eli, but if you can get with it, there you go. MongoDB on a breakout day today. Looks like could be considered a cup and handle, in which case your breakout is actually right down here instead of the prior high. You're already a little bit above a buy point, but if you consider this a flat base, which I believe it is, your buy point would be, actually, no, I don't think it qualifies as a flat base. 19%, that would be a cup and handle. This would be your handle, so we're getting a little bit past. I had a trade lined up for this too. Darn it. You're going to start using Mongo in all your projects now, Eli? I knew it. I freaking knew it, man. What the hell am I typing? Fucking browser can't keep up with my keyboard. That's different news. No, I'm just admitting I'm wrong. I'm not going to change anything, okay? Look, I'm wrong. I shouldn't be stabbing these people, okay? I get it. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop stabbing them. But I admit my fault as a person. Stab, stab, stab. This is true, Rob. This is true. That's a very well-known fact. Thank you, Eli. I appreciate that. It's a nice compliment. All right, trade desk giving up a little bit. SE looks like it's trying to come back and reverse and go higher after a pretty nice gap up. This one hasn't quite hit new highs yet, but we did go back and fill that gap. Now we're on the tear today, and today looks like pretty good volume. A lot of these stocks have pretty good volume today. Oh no, never mind. I thought this was today. This is today. Never mind. This one's negligible volume. 526, 1 hour into the market. Multiply that by 6. You get 3 million. Average is 4.5, and it probably won't quite hit that 3 million mark. So definitely not going to be probably not a pocket pivot day. Roku back into new highs as well. I think you pretty much buy Roku on any red day. Anytime you think it's going to fail, just buy some Roku. I'm going to take that strategy from here on out. If we go back into a uptrend today, which it looks like we could, again, looking at the NASDAQ, we're about almost half of yesterday's volume, about an hour into the trading day. So we could have an elevated volume day, which would put us into market back into a confirmed uptrend today. Funko looking pretty good. About 2.4% today. Pretty good on my actionable list. Volume's been declining here. Hopefully we'll have an elevated volume day. Looks like it's attempting to. I've got a pretty loosely formed trend line here. It's not my favorite trend line. But it does give that price some structure, and that could be moving up. Looking at NVIDIA. Oh, I haven't looked at NVIDIA for a while. Good call. That's pretty much down to lows. Yeah, I don't know if this is too much of a, I don't want to call it a value play, but I don't know what else to call it down here. I don't like these kind of bottom buys like this. When the market's doing pretty good and NVIDIA is languishing, I don't like to buy the languishing stocks. You really want to buy the ones that have had continued momentum. Yeah, not my cup of tea. I want to buy the ones that have momentum and the ones that like I'd rather buy Roku than Nvidia. If you want to buy something, buy Roku. It's at least in a crazy ass uptrend. Or Trade Desk doing pretty good. It came back really nicely actually. Should have bought that the other day here when it was just popping. That's a pocket pivot. There's another pocket pivot right there. So two nice big pocket pivots. We've had nothing but peak closes these past few days on Trade Desk. So that's very good price action on Trade Desk. Netflix. I mean, I would buy Amazon probably also over Nvidia. It does have some good behavior coming out of here. It's trying to get back to these trend lines pretty quick, and it's still decently low. If you had some alternative strategy other than just kind of buy it, if you were like selling puts or something like that, had some crazy option strategy that took advantage of lower volatility, because Nvidia seems like a lower volatility name at the moment. AMRN also is pretty low volatility. Paylocity. What was I was just looking at something that was looking interesting. Oh, MKC here, really trying to break out. It's been breaking out. It's just been very, very small and hasn't moved a whole lot at all during this market. We noted it was tight over here, and it's been tight, even with a big volume spike, which must have just been a dark pool trade because it really didn't move the stock that much. Trying to break out today in some okay volumes. Not really breakout volume. Does have earnings coming up. This is McCormick. Yeah, they do like salt and stuff. I'm sure you've seen them at the store. But, I mean, a pretty big uptrend. Not quite sure where that's from, but this is... This I don't think would qualify as a cup. Actually, this would qualify as a cup, 23%. So your handle would be over here. So there's your buy point essentially. And after weeks, you're still within buy range. So if you want something that is pretty clear cut, a little bit less volatile, you maybe put a stop under the what does that give you? About a 5% stop right there for the 140, 150 level, give or take, for MKC. That's been pretty nice. Snap holding up really strong here after also breaking out on the 4th, which was pretty much right at that market that first rally day. Always hard to buy on that first rally day. I don't really jump in that early, I guess. Roku, SE. Let's go see some big market movers. Uber, Lyft, and Pin. What? Oh, it's Pinterest. What is PIN? Oh, Invesco Power Shares? Is that PIN? I can't see. PIN, is that right? Are you thinking Pinterest? PINS. Okay. Maybe it's PINS. So this one has an ICO base. And technically your buy point's way up there. But yeah, it looks like we are breaking that trend line right there. So maybe that could be a nice rebound. We never did undercut the IPO level, which is pretty good. I don't know much about the company from a fundamental perspective. We can go take a look. $65 composite rating, $84 relative strength rating. So not the best stock. In the same industry group, obviously, is Match.com. It's a digital company, so Match, Twitter, IAC, Facebook, and Pins is ranked number 9 in that industry group. 22% EPS change last quarter, which is not good. 54% sales, which is good. 3-year sales growth rate 64%. Pre-tax margin negative 7.6. Market cap $14 billion. Yeah, maybe on a bounce play here. It doesn't have the fundamentals. I mean, here's the thing. Everyone is like loading into these internet stocks, so maybe fundamentals be damned situation. In terms of Uber, looks like Uber does have an IPO base. I would consider that an IPO base, and it's at the buy point essentially right now. So your buy point on Uber is the IPO high. There's your IPO base. You could argue that would have been an earlier buy point. Would have given you about, you'd be about 3-4% right now. So still within a buy range on Uber if you want to. I don't know if I'm necessarily jumping on that bandwagon. Whoops. Oh, that is Lyft. Okay, there's Lyft. So Lyft has a different story. I would say Uber probably is the leader and Lyft is probably the laggard in this industry. Even before you see the chart, you can kind of tell that. Maybe a semblance of an inverted head and shoulders here, but if any of those, I'd probably rather play Uber or Pins. Pins off the trendline break could give you a little trade. Uber maybe for a longer breakout. And you can see we've been flagging up here. This is day 2 now of a bit of a flag. Kind of a doji close right there, which is a little bit concerning. NASDAQ 1.72% now, kind of going back into highs. I've got our 5G watch list here, which we haven't looked at for a while. Let's go ahead and peek at this. I don't know any of these names off the top of my head. Anything interesting here? Doesn't look like it. I wonder if that 5G thing was just overplayed. Oh, a DOX. Amdocs, whatever that is. That interesting structure here. Yeah, INSG was 5G. Ubiquity's 5G? Really? I wouldn't take them for a 5G play. CCI, they rallied a while ago. Yeah, most of these don't look very good. I don't like any of these 5G stocks. These all look like crap. They don't look good at all. Next. Global watch list. No, day trade strategies. Daily movers, that's what I wanted. All right, beyond me, we got ZM. CRISPR coming back a little bit. Not really. Zoomies. What's this one? AYX. MongoDB's on that list, 8.35%. Continuing with the rally. Emphasis Systems. That one's just non-stop, whatever that's about. What's this thing about? ENPH. '97 composite rating designs microinverter systems for residential and commercial solar system owners. Okay. Microinverter company. EPS change last quarter 1,000%. That's not a bad number. EPS change current quarter 550%. Last quarter earnings surprise 80%. EPS estimated percent change for current quarter. I'm throwing a lot of words at you guys. Morning, Shirley. So this is what I look at for those of you. I don't show this a lot because I'm always on 2 screens. But so this is what I look at, the IBD stock checkup. IBD is a very good resource. And in phase right here, SolarEdge. That's the one everyone's wanting, SolarEdge right now. They keep trying to sell me SolarEdge for my house. Industry group rank number 1. Wow, look at that. The best industry group rank is solar inverters. EPS change right there at 1,000%. EPS estimated change for current quarter 550%. 80% earnings surprise. 410 EPS estimate percent change for the current year. Sales 43%, which is good. Pre-tax margin sucks. Debt is really bad. Relative strength percent of 52-week high. Blah blah blah. Change in funds owning stock 999 composite, or I'm sorry, not composite. Relative strength rating 99 relative strength rating. So interesting on end phase here. Number 1 is SEDG. And that is that SolarEdge company that all they do. Every single solar company that comes to my door tries to sell me SolarEdge inverters. Every one of them. Had McDonald's entry at 203 with a stop loss of 7, with a price target of 221, with a 2.5 to 1 win ratio. You mean risk to reward ratio? Not about a win ratio. Your win ratio, I think, would come in after the fact. 203. 7 would be, yeah, probably right about there. Yeah, McDonald's. I haven't spent a lot of time looking at McDonald's, but there was a pretty good buy point right down there. And that would be a nice secondary buy point I don't know if that quite qualifies as a 3 weeks tight pattern. I'm not sure what this qualifies as. Let's see how deep it is. 11%. So that would be a flat base on McDonald's, and this would be pull back to the 50-day. And yeah, good close last week. And then off to the races. Yeah, we're probably going to get that follow through day today. We got 1.8%. And volume needs to pick up pace a little bit. It probably will. Unless we just get slapped back down at some point. Could happen. What percent of my TQQQ? I went a little bit heavier this time because options trading last time wasn't as good for me as my TQQQ position. Because the market's kind of weird. It's not in a super bullish mode. So I did, what did I do? I did like 60% of my account into the TQQQ. I raised the percentage up a little bit. Earlier today. I did it earlier today. Not too long ago. We were like 1.4 or 1.3 or something like that. Yeah, this market looks like it's going to go back into uptrend. That's what they call it. They call it an uptrend. Oh, that looks pretty good right there. Pays, whatever that is. Man, that thing pays. Look at that freaking thing. Sub $1 up to 10? What? What is this thing? PaySign Inc. Anyone heard of PaySign Inc? Let's go ask IBD what it is. $99 composite rating, 99 relative strength rating. Very, very tight pattern right here. That's pretty nice. Provide an innovative prepaid card programs processing services for corporate, consumer, government applications. They're in the finance credit card payment processor group, which is number 7 industry group rank, which you think would be almost a defensive play, but I guess FinTech's doing pretty good. EPS change 100%. This one has big numbers too. EPS change 100%. Last quarter's average 3PS. If I talk fast, I should at least talk accurately. Here you go. This one 66%. This one 50%. Pretty good. Last quarter earnings surprise. 3 years EPS growth 40% is pretty good. Estimated EPS change for the current year is 320, which is really good. Sales at 55 is really good. 3-year sales growth rate at 47 is really good. Pre-tax margin 11, which is pretty low. Debt 0. That's always fun. 464 million, very small market cap company. Their average volume barely meets 400,000 is the average requirement for IBD. Up to end volume 1.9 is good. 117% change in funds owning stock. That is excellent. And 2 quarters of increasing fund ownership. Lots of pocket pivots through here too. All of these green candles are pocket pivots. There's no red large candle in sight. This is pretty neat. This is like a little mini rocket ship. Wow. See ya, Eli. I'm going to put pays on my actionable list. I like you. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Gone past our hour. Got kids to look after and stuff, so I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day, guys. We probably will go back into marketing confirmed uptrend today on IBD, so if you are looking at a trade, consider it. And normal trading rules apply. You know, regardless of what we think about the market and the economy and the trade wars and whatever else, you just have to go by the market action. That's really the lesson to take on a day like today is, you know, maybe the Fed, maybe it's China. Who knows? Who cares? We don't get to control those decisions. We just get to control what we do with our accounts. So, all right, guys, have a good day. I think today is Friday, so I won't see you tomorrow. I will see you on Monday, unless you're a Power Hour member, in which case I'll see you in about an hour and a half. All right, guys. Bye-bye.